Hey folks, quick video today covering something that we've been working on for a while. We're still working on it, and we don't normally make content around products that are still in development outside of the normal teaser stuff. And we have teased this a couple times now, but I felt that this is kind of an important enough of a thing that we should start educating the community about it, because this is something that is going to make life for your Type R on track a whole heck of a lot better. So what I have in my hands is our oil cooler housing for the K20C1. For those not familiar, on the bottom of the water pump housing, there is an oil cooler from the factory. Now, you may be thinking, this doesn't really look like an oil cooler because you're used to aftermarket air to oil heat exchangers that, feed into a sandwich plate that go underneath your oil filter or something. But this is how a lot of OEMs do oil coolers. So basically how this works is, like I said, it's bolted up. Water pump housing is here. We have two water ports, so you have coolant circulating through here, and then you have two oil ports, so oil circulates through there. What this does, this is a similar unit, so what this does is you have heat exchanging between your oil and your coolant. So for example, this was our oil and this was our coolant. There's these passages and you see that they don't align, so the systems aren't mixing, but they are exchanging heat with each other. A large reason why manufacturers put these on engines is their main intention is for getting oil up to temp faster. This helps warm up the engine faster. Now, when you put your car on track, what this means is that you're now trying to cool your very, very, very hot oil with your not so cool coolant, and it ends up dumping more heat into your cooling system. And as we know, these cars have tons of issues with keeping coolant temps in check. So what we've come up with is our oil cooler housing. And what this does is this bolts in place of the factory oil cooler. And as you can see, it only has oil ports on it, so it doesn't circulate coolant through it. So it blocks off those coolant ports, and then it has two ports on the front to send oil out to heat exchanger. We have a built-in thermostat, so while it's not going to get up to temp as fast as it would with a factory cooler, there is still a control device in place for making sure that your oil will get up to temperature on the street. Without a thermostat, it's actually very common for oil to never get up to temperature when you're just street driving in the car. So we wanted to make sure that, whether it's getting put on a hardcore race car or your daily driver, that you're still going to have acceptable warm-up times and that there won't be any issues in that regard. So with that said, there's going to be two configurations that we're going to offer this product in. There will be an oil cooler kind of configured like this. So if you don't have an oil cooler on your car already, you will buy this. It has the thermostat in it, and it's got fittings on it for plumbing to an oil cooler. It'll come with the cooler, the brackets, the lines, which we have done as well. I'm not going to show that today because we're going to be announcing that and showing that with in tandem with some other cooler products. But the other configuration will be like this. So basically, it's not fully together here, but all of the ports will basically just be plugged. So if you already have an oil cooler on your car, you don't necessarily need to buy a whole nother oil cooler kit just to delete this factory piece. This just basically goes in place of that and keeps your cooling system separated from your oiling system. So in the end, it's really just for customers that already have an oil cooler, and we're trying to help you guys out by giving you this option of still getting that improved temperature reduction without having to spend a bunch more money on a whole new oil cooler kit. So products like this take a considerable amount of time to develop. We've been working on this for a few months now. So I wanted to give you guys some insight as well into just kind of how much of an ordeal the development for this product has been. So when in front of me, I have 5 printed housings. These are iterations that led up to this. And there's probably another dozen before this. So, you know, we've went through a lot of revisions to get where we are. It's a very difficult product to get right because we wanted to make sure that it would be compatible with the AC system. We understand there's a lot of customers that don't want to remove their AC just to have an oil cooler, so it was a very big point that we had to make sure that this would work for folks that want to retain their AC. With that said, that poses a lot of fitment challenges, and you may not be able to tell, but going from just across these revisions here, and now imagine another 12 to my right, things changed a lot just to make sure that we had that fitment dialed in and that we could package this effectively. While it is a pretty tight fit, the install process itself is not too bad. It's not a very intrusive install process. We're not going to be covering any of that here in this video. We'll have a future video for that, as well as a full install process to show you guys what is involved with installing this product. But I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse into how long this really takes. So I am very hopeful that the community will be interested in a product like this. It has definitely kept me burning the midnight oil the past few months. If you're interested in this, please let us know. You know, the community, the feedback we get from you guys, it plays a very large role in choosing what products we want to develop. Like I said, this is still in development. We do not have these available for purchase yet. We want to make sure that we are getting good data and validating this product before we release it to the masses. And of course, we will be sharing those test results either before it releases or when it releases, however the cards fall for that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you next time.